From Vermont Public, this is The Frequency. I'm Mitch Wertlieb. It's Thursday, June 5th, and here are today's headlines. Advocates say proposed cuts to federal food benefits could affect thousands of low-income Vermonters. Analysts say the federal budget passed by the U.S. House last month could cost Vermonters as much as $33 million in lost food aid. Carrie Baker-Stoller is with the Vermont Food Bank. She says there's no way state and local organizations would be able to make up for the increased need.
If those cuts go through, I'm not sure that, we will be able to bridge that gap. As a matter of fact, I know we won't, and a lot more people will suffer.
More than 65,000 Vermont residents receive federal nutrition assistance, known as SNAP. Most are children, older Vermonters, and people with disabilities. The federal budget proposal is now in the U.S. Senate, where some Republicans have expressed concern. A semiconductor manufacturing company with a plant in Essex Junction announced yesterday it plans to invest $16 billion in its New York and Vermont operations. Global Foundries said in a press release that the investment is part of a collaborative effort among the Trump administration and top tech companies to expand domestic chip manufacturing. Around $13 billion of the investment will be used to modernize its plants in Essex Junction and New York. The other $3 billion will go towards research and development in the Northeast, with an unspecified amount going towards semiconductor production in Vermont. The Trump administration applied a 25% tariff on imported semiconductors in April in an effort to get U.S. tech companies to do more domestic chip manufacturing. An Addison County Workforce Development Center is expected to close at the end of this month. That's after the U.S. Department of Labor decided to, quote, pause the nationwide Job Corps program. The federal government cited the program's ongoing financial deficit as part of its decision to suspend operations. Michael Dooley is the director of the Northlands Job Corps Center in Vergennes. He says staff are trying to help around 150 students sort out their next steps.
We have about 24 that are unhoused that we're trying to find, stable housing and a stable landing for.
Tuesday, a trade member organization representing Job Corps staff, students, and campuses filed a motion in federal court to stop the program's closure. And finally, in unusually large fruit news, police in New Hampshire's White Mountains have launched a search for a 3-foot-long banana. The fiberglass fruit was part of an art celebration in the town of Franconia, that according to reporting by the Caledonian Record. The banana went missing last week, and the Record says police do not yet have any leads, but they will keep their eyes peeled. The artist who created the banana said he's annoyed, but he also told the Caledonian Record, quote, the idea of someone trying to smuggle around a giant banana is just objectively hilarious. And coming up, FIFA World Cup champion and Olympic medalist with the U.S. women's national soccer team, Sam Mewis, talks with host Michaela Lafrac about soccer, podcasting, and the 2 women's exhibition soccer games she'll be coaching for Vermont Green FC this month. That's after this.
Thanks for listening to The Frequency, where support comes from VITA, supporting business growth and innovation in the Green Mountain State. From agriculture to manufacturing, energy to food production, find solutions that turn your business dreams into reality. Visit VEDA.org and see how VITA can help make it happen.
The Burlington-based Vermont Green soccer team will host 2 women's exhibition games this month. The coach is Sam Mewis, a FIFA World Cup champion and Olympic bronze medalist with the U.S. women's national soccer team. She's also the host of the Women's Game podcast on the Men in Blazers Media Network. Sam Mewis talked soccer, podcasting, and her love of living in Vermont with Michaela Lafrac on Vermont Edition yesterday.
I moved here about a year and a half ago from Massachusetts, and obviously soccer has been a huge part of my life. It's basically been everything that I've been focusing on since I was like 10 or 11 years old. And so to move to Vermont as I was retiring from professional soccer, I kind of expected soccer to feel a little bit further away and a little bit more distant from my life. Obviously, it's what I do for my job, but I didn't expect to move to kind of a hotbed for soccer. And coming here, I was immediately introduced to the UVM teams, to Vermont Green, to just the general community around this area that is so passionate about soccer. And so to just see the area come to appreciate it so much, to kind of insert myself into it and join up with Vermont Green last summer, and now to be able to bring kind of this day job that I do here to now where I live to highlight what the soccer community is all about here. it's been so exciting and so unexpected, but something that's become really special to me and that I'm excited to get to share more with the community.
Okay, so you mentioned soccer has been the thing that you have focused on since you were a kid. Can you bring us back in the life of young Sam? When did you first start playing soccer?
I probably started playing when I was about 5.
Okay.
I was born in 1992, and one of the things that every women's soccer player in America knows about that's around my age is the 1999 Women's World Cup when Brandi Chastain scored the game-winning penalty kick, the tournament-winning penalty kick. She took her shirt off. She was there in her sports bra, and it was the moment, I think, for all soccer players my age, boys and girls, when we were like, oh my gosh, we want to do that. And so I think there was this huge boom in women's soccer right around that time, and I would have been 7. And then as I started growing up and realizing, oh, maybe I can actually do this. I had an older sister who was playing at a really high level as well. She started making the state team, the regional team, the youth national teams, and really validating that what I wanted to do wasn't as far out of reach as I might have thought. And so from the moment that I realized it was possible to play and represent my country and play at the highest level, that's what I wanted to do. And that's kind of what I set my whole life up to try to accomplish.
Yes, your sister Christy was also a pro soccer player. As your fans and listeners of your podcast know, but maybe our more casual or non-sports focused listeners wouldn't, your career ended recently. You announced your retirement last year after a longstanding knee injury. How's your knee feeling now?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's okay. I did have this pretty serious contact cartilage injury in 2017 that I was told right away would be a serious issue probably for the rest of my life, but I was actually able to play at a really high level for about 5 years on that injury, which in retrospect was kind of a miracle. And so as I was kind of coming to terms with my knee was continuing to deteriorate, I think I realized I do really value my health outside of soccer, and I want to be able to walk my dog, and I want to be able to ride my bike, and I want to be able to swim. And so I'm able to do those things, which is really great. I do still have pain time to time, swelling time to time, but I think with any professional athlete who plays at a high level for a long time, there are always going to be some lingering aches and pains. Obviously, it's not something I wish on anybody. Cutting my career short was really devastating for me.
Yeah.
But I think that it's partly why coming and moving here to Vermont, to this new place where I have found such great community and where the soccer community has really embraced me, comes as such a pleasant and unexpected surprise.
Yeah. So now that you're coaching, and you coached the first Vermont Green Women's Exhibition Games last year, is it hard to not just run onto the field?
You know what? Kind of, yeah. I don't really run anymore because of my knee. So when the Vermont Green founders actually first asked me to coach, and to be clear, it's only really the week that the women are here playing for these 2 games. So I'm not coaching yet right now. I haven't even met the whole team yet. I won't meet them till Friday or Saturday. Last year, I hesitated at the opportunity because I was like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do demos. I don't know if I can be out there on my feet all day kicking. Will I have to run around? Will my knee get sore? And there was this emotional component to it where I was like, it might be really hard. I might want to run out there. I miss playing. I miss being on a team. But once I said yes, and once I was around the players, I realized that actually going back and being close to the game and being around the game is what I needed and what I missed. And even though I can't play, just seeing them get to play and getting to kind of plant the seeds of what I love about the sport into a team full of women who want to learn and want to grow as players has been so rewarding in a way that I just didn't really expect. And so my official job, day to day, is podcast host, editor-in-chief of the Women's Game. But doing this in the summer and kind of flexing this new muscle of maybe being a coach, is that something I would want to do, has been so much fun and such a joyful reconnection to the sport that I grew up loving so much.
So when you're coaching an exhibition team, what is that process like? 'Cause you're bringing together women who have not really been playing before. They have to congeal as a team relatively quickly.
Totally. So a lot of the girls, there are certain rules. I think because these are exhibition games, maybe not all the rules apply, but basically we can't just take the entire UVM women's soccer team. I think there's this loose rule that you can only have 5 players from any college program.
Okay.
So as there was just certain NCAA rules, it's kind of complicated. But we have some UVM girls, we have some Middlebury girls, we have some Boston College girls, some Penn State girls coming. We have girls from basically all over. There's a girl from England coming. She actually scored the goal for us last year. Her name is Neve Renwick. She's incredible, and I'm so excited to see her again. And our first game is Wednesday. Our first training is the Sunday before. So we'll have these 3 training sessions before our first game where everybody will learn everybody's name. We'll start coming up with a team identity and what we want to look like. Me and the rest of the coaching staff will evaluate who the starters are and kind of have a little bit of a tryout to see who's going to get the most playing time, who's fit and who's in shape and who's performing well right now. So it's this really accelerated timeline for these 2 games that I think are really meant to highlight the club, the community in Vermont. But you know, we've heard my resume. I'm very competitive, and I think the girls are too. So we want to win the games. We want to put on a really entertaining performance for the fans who come out. So it's a lot to do in a really short time.
That was the World Cup and Olympic bronze winning midfielder Sam Mewis. You can catch her at Higher Ground this Friday for a live taping of her podcast, The Women's Game, or coaching the Vermont Green Women's Exhibition Games later this month. Those games are on June 11th and June 14th. Thanks for listening to The Frequency today. We had additional reporting from Peter Hirschfeld, Elodie Reed, Adia Gulston, and Mark Davis. Today's episode was edited by Leah Melder-Connors, and our music is by Blue Dot Sessions. I'm Mitch Wertlieb. I'll talk to you soon.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you're going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.